Hello everyone. Today's topic is concept of ISO-OSI 7-layer model. In this topic, objectives are: first, concept of OSI model, 7 layers of OSI model, functions of OSI layers, and features of OSI model. First, clear the concept. What is network architecture? Network architecture is a design of a computer network. What is network architecture? It is a design of a computer network. The design includes the physical structure and functionalities of the network. The role of computer is very important in the network architecture. So next is concept of OSI model. There are number of users who use computer network and are located over the world. So to ensure national and worldwide data communication, systems must be developed which are compatible to communicate with each other. ISO has developed a standard. ISO stands for International Organization of Standardization, and ISO developed a standard means develop a model. This is called a model for open system interconnection and is commonly known as OSI model. In 1977, the International Organization for Standardization, consisting of industry representatives, developed data communication standards that promote multi-vendor interoperability and universal accessibility. The result was the OSI Reference Model. This is the concept of OSI model. The ISO issued a recommendation for a standard network architecture that defines the relationships and interactions between the network services and functions through common interfaces and protocols. It is in the form of 7-layer model for network architecture and is known as OSI Reference Model. It defines the rules and conventions for various functions within each layer and notes the constraints. Neither the details of the implementation nor the specification of the interlayer interfaces are part of the architecture. Thus, the OSI reference model is just a model. Okay, it cannot be implemented. It serves only as a framework for standards which can be implemented at each layer by a variety of protocols. This is the OSI reference model. These are the 7 layers of ISO-OSI model: application layer, presentation layer, session layer, transport layer, network layer, data link layer, and physical layer. 7 layer of OSI reference model. This is the complete representation of the OSI model. In this, all the layers and how they communicate with each other within particular protocol, and in the layer and protocol which unit exchanged. This is the complete representation. These are the layers from host A and also 7 layers of host B in between protocols. Network, data link, and physical, these are the communication subnet protocol, means your host to router protocol. Physical to application, application to physical. This is the complete representation of the OSI model, all the layers and how they communicate with each other. This table specified the protocols used and the data unit exchange by each layer of the OSI model. Layer, name of protocol, and name of unit exchange. First, application layer. In this layer, protocol is application protocol, and in this layer and protocol, name of unit exchanged in between nodes unit is APDU, Application Protocol Data Unit. Presentation layer, Presentation Protocol unit is PPDU, that is Presentation Protocol Data Unit Exchange. Third layer is Session layer and protocol is Session Protocol Unit Exchange in this. SPDU, Session Protocol Data Unit. Transport layer, Transport Protocol. TPDU, Transport Protocol Data Unit. Remaining are network, data link and physical layer. These are the host router protocol, and in this name of unit exchange in network layer and protocol is packet. Frame unit exchange in between data link and data link layer, host router protocol, and in physical layer bit is unit exchange. So from this table we clear the concept of protocol used and the data unit exchanged by each layer of the OSI model. Next topic is functions of different layers. First layer is physical layer, and this is the lowest layer of the OSI model. Physical layer is bottom layer of the OSI model. It activates, maintains and deactivates the physical connection. Activates, maintains, deactivates the physical connection. It is responsible for transmission and reception of the unstructured raw data over network. Voltages and data rates needed for transmission is defined in the physical layer. It converts the digital as well as analog bits into electrical signal or optical signals. Data encoding is also done in this layer. These are the functions of physical layer. Next layer is data link layer. Data link layer synchronizes the information which is to be transmitted over the physical layer. Second function is, the main function of this layer is to make sure data transfer is error free from one node to another over the physical layer. Transmitting and receiving data frames sequentially is managed by this layer. This layer sends and expects acknowledgements for frames received and sent respectively. Resending of non-acknowledgement received frames is also handled by this layer. This layer establishes a logical layer between two nodes and also manages the frame traffic control over the network. It signals the transmitting node to stop when the frame buffers are null. These are the functions of data link layer. Next layer is network layer. Network layer routes the signal. Network layer routes the signal through different channels from one node to other. It acts as a network controller. It manages the subnet traffic. It decides by which route data should take. It divides the outgoing messages into packets and assembles the incoming packets into messages for higher levels. These are the functions of network layer. Routes the signal through different channels from one node to other. Also manages subnet traffic. Next layer is transport layer. As per name suggests, transport layer decides if the data transmission should be on parallel or single path. Decides data transmission path, parallel or single. Functions such as multiplexing, segmenting or splitting on the data are done by this layer. It receives messages from the session layer above it, convert the message into smaller units and passes it on to the network layer. Transport layer can be very complex depending upon the network requirements. These are the functions of transport layer. Next layer is session layer. Session layer manages and synchronizes the conversation between two different applications. Transfer of data from source to destination. session layer streams of data are marked and are resynchronized properly so that the ends of the messages are not cut prematurely and data loss is avoided. These are the functions of session layer. Conversation between two different applications manages and synchronization as well as resynchronized properly. Next layer is presentation layer. Presentation layer takes care that the data is sent in such a way that the receiver will understand the information, means your data, and will be able to use the data. While receiving the data, presentation layer transforms the data to be ready for the application layer. Languages can be different of the two communicating systems. Under this condition, presentation layer plays a role of translator. It performs data compression, data encryption and data conversion. It is the main function. These are the main functions of presentation layer, means performs data compression, data encryption and data conversion. Next layer is application layer. It is the topmost layer of OSI reference model. Transferring of files disturbing the results to the user is also done in this layer. Means applications are mail services, directory services, network resource, etc. are the services provided by this application layer. This layer mainly holds application programs. Okay, this layer mainly holds application programs to act upon the received and to be sent data. These are the functions of application layer. Next topic is features of OSI model. It represents the big picture of communication over network is understandable through this OSI model. We see how hardware and software work together. Then we can understand new technologies as they are developed. Troubleshooting is easier by separate networks. Can be used to compare basic functional relationships on different networks. Okay, these are the features of OSI model. Understandable model, big picture of communication over network, how hardware and software work together, understand new technologies, and troubleshooting is easier. These are the features of OSI model. So again review the topic. First we saw concept of OSI model. ISO and OSI stands for International Organization of Standardization and Open System Interconnection. Then 7 layers of OSI model: application, presentation, session, transport, network, data link and physical. Next, complete representation of OSI model, all the layers and how they communicate with each other. Table of complete representation in between host A and host B. Picture clear about that. Interfaces, layers, protocols and in between which unit is exchanged. Then display the table information, layer, protocol and name of unit exchanged. All the layers and its functions: physical layer functions, data link layer functions, network layer functions, transport layer functions, session layer functions, presentation layer functions, and last is application layer functions. And last topic, we cleared features of OSI model. Okay, and thank you.